Welcome back to the table, Ring of Contrarians. After the smoke cleared, the party took stock of the damage and their own injuries before limping off for a long rest. Everyone but Vola, who spent her night conflicted and guilty, while assisting the local healers with the injured. As soon as the sun had risen the next morning, they rounded up and boarded the Black Toe, setting sail while listening to Dio's recounting of sea monster-themed horror stories. During their routine night watches, Cyphos and Birdie realized, as they ran aground on the reef that shouldn't exist, they were going the wrong direction. They had found themselves on an unknown island, found an orc not afflicted by the madness, and while gleaning more information from him, their shipwreck hideout was accosted by something large and loud.
The loud rumbling noise coming off from the forest, the sound of trees snapping, as you can hear and feel almost as if the ground itself is shaking just a little bit under the what feels like a stampede coming your way. All right, Cyphos, with this rumbling noise heading towards you, you see a very, very strange-looking animal just burst out of the woods. It's a creature that pops out of the woods, 8 legs just rippling with muscles, very sleek, large cat-looking creature that has tentacles that come off of its back, ending in sharp tooth pads and a very sinuous tail following behind it.
It's a motherfucking displacer beast.
You're mean.
Just wait. And it looks incredibly odd because there's like 2 of them just kind of phasing in and out of itself. Lands on the ground and you can see a real large gash coming across the back of it. And following right behind, there's what's making the actual noise and crashing trees off to the side. 3 very large, they look like incredibly large silverback gorillas. It has great big tusks coming out of the side of its mouth, and it's running with not just its legs and arms, but its extra pair of little chest arms just smashing a tree out of the way. And one of them looks like it has a huge pair of scratches just going all across its chest and a bit of its head like gnawed on. And then the other 2 look fairly well off.
I activate mage armor and scream like a girl.
Okay.
On deck, can I see, is the captain's like balcony pointing out towards sea, or
it's pointing out towards the island? Can
I see this from the...
You can see a bit of it. Okay. The ship is like run up aground, and it's kind of
at an angle, looking
at an angle,
trees.
so you can probably see like maybe 1 or 2 of the gorilla-like creatures that just smash their way out of the forest.
Holy shit!
Was that a little girl screaming?
Yes! I quickly push dirt over the fire.
Okay.
And I ask our orc friend, does he know what these creatures are? Or not, but I don't want to know there was creatures. Do you know what that is? That I'm referring to the giant loud thundering and whatnot.
As you're asking him, you can see his eyes kind of go wide, his brown eyes just like, oh, hide. And he like goes further into the ship, and Cyphos, the monsters outside, not really paying much attention to you, actually. The cat is like turned back around, and you can just barely see the doubling effect, almost similar to the blade that Birdie has coming off of this creature as it's like facing down these gorillas that are rushing into it, and then it like skits to the side and tries to juke away off to the other side. These creatures come smashing in, beating their hands down on the ground. One of them cracks the beast like right on its side, but it's just starting to move away, and the rest of them smash into the ground, just great clouds of sand bursting up into the air. What are you doing?
Monsters!
Okay. One of the gorilla-like creatures look up and see you,
I'm panicking. Fuck off.
and the cat makes off. One of the other gorillas starts chasing after it, but the wounded gorilla and one of the ones that looks nice and fresh look up at you and come after you. So I need everyone to roll initiative.
Cool. From the balcony, or from like just inside, can I be like against the wall, like looking out the actual balcony now, like down, specifically looking for this? Or...
Yeah, we'll get to it when we come to you.
12. Oh, sorry, 13.
Kaine.
20.
Leofin.
3.
Who's it? Sifos.
14.
Vola.
12.
Dio.
6.
Alright. Top of the round, we're gonna start with Kaine. Alright, so you are currently off screen, but you are in the ship reading your manga when you hear Sifos starting to cry out like a little bitch.
So, yes, I would go outside the ship pretty much. Is there like can I stand on the edge of the ship and then jump as far as I can over there while using
Yeah, you can use your bonus action. Technically, you are on ground level right now.
Okay.
There's a hole in the bulkhead, or in the hull of the ship. Yeah.
So, how far will it take for me to go outside?
Let's see. Sifos was standing about 30 feet away from the ship.
Okay.
So you, with a step of the wind, you would have a total of 80 movement. You have 40 base. So yeah,
35,
you could quite literally rush up on.
Any of them.
Yeah, just pretty much any one of these guys if you want.
Okay. Well, I don't really know the situation, so I'm just gonna go up right next to Sifos.
Okay. Anything else?
Just want to ask him, what happened?
Okay. So, with that, we're going to move over to the Displacer Beast, who is, again, just kind of doubling effect on him as just kicking up sand, booking it down the beach away from you guys and away from this fucking problem. We're going to go to one of the gorillas who has seen you and is one of the injured ones, and is going to rush towards both of you
So this thing's gonna eat us.
and going to use a multi-attack.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be on Sifos, because you fucking screamed out at it.
Okay.
Gonna be a 15.
That'll hit.
Okay.
For my reaction, I would like to use Hellish Rebuke on his ass.
Okay.
Okay. He needs to make a dex save of 14.
Alright, you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And, you said he natural 19.
Well, that,
So
yeah.
it takes half.
Damn. 10.
10?
10 points of damage. Fire damage, if it's any constellation.
Alright, so that was his first attack. Second attack's going to be on Sifos again. You just tried setting him on fire. And that was 18 plus...
Oh, I died.
26.
Those crit. You take the full 14 points of damage. Next one will be against you as well.
21.
You know, shockingly it hits.
Okay. Take 7. The next 2 are going to be on Kaine.
Good God, how many hits does it get?
It's got a lot of
How many arms
arms.
does it have?
20.
Still.
I'm guessing 20 hits Kaine.
Okay.
Take 7 points of damage.
14.
Does 14 hit? Okay. So you're good. As this guy rushes in on you, on both of you, it comes to a stop and just comes bearing down, biting into Siphos's collarbone, tusks digging in, and then immediately Siphos just lets out a breath and a word, and fire erupts up out of the ground, clawing at his fur. And he lets go and backs off just a little bit, but takes some of the claws into him. He comes back down and just beats 1, 2 straight into Siphos, cracking him across the shoulders and back. And then he sees Kaine and he whips an arm around and smacks her and tries to bring another one, but it completely whiffs. We are going to move to the next guy in line. And he's the one that is looking really good and chasing the Displacer Beast. Hasn't noticed the other guys, and he's just rushing after this one dude. Okay, and then we hit the final one, who is also going to rush down and start attacking Siphos.
12.
Doesn't hit.
Okay,
23.
That'll hit.
alright.
19.
That'll hit.
Cutting words?
12.
Okay.
That won't
You
hit.
have to be within sight. Don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And to the last one.
20.
That'll hit.
So you got hit 3 times.
21 points of damage.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know, I'm not dead.
Lucky thing, as this other gorilla-like creature just comes barreling down through the sand, bursting up into the air, it comes in to bite you as well, and you take a side step, and then it comes around and smacks you, and then its last one misses as your knees go a little weak, and you kind of stumble a little bit off to the side. Thankfully, it is your turn.
Alright, so Sypho's gonna go ahead. He's gonna go just on the other side between them.
Right here?
Yeah, just on the other corner.
Okay.
And I would like to do my Thunderclap.
Okay.
Constitution save 14.
You got 12.
Yes! Okay, fine. At least some damage. 12!
Okay.
Thank God. And then I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. Alright, and then we're gonna hit Birdie while you're on deck.
So, from the balcony that's looking out over the beach,
Mhm.
I'm gonna come out with my longbow and some +2 arrows,
Okay.
and I'm gonna fire 2 at the one that looks injured.
Alright.
4 shots at the injured guy. 11 and 10.
Oh, yeah, no,
Neither
not
of them
quite.
hit.
You fire off 2 arrows, just like rushing up, seeing 2 giant creatures fucking up your friends, and you just unleash 2 arrows as quick as possible, but they were not steady enough and just fly off to the sides of this creature, arrows hitting the sand.
How far is it to the ground?
From the ship to the ground, from where you are, it would be about 20 feet.
I'm jumping down.
Okay. Take 2d12 of fall damage.
So like 20 foot?
Yeah. I've changed the fall damage. The 2d6 does not feel appropriate, considering that most of the time,
1 and a 2, so 3.
yeah,
There's
most of the time the rolls are kind of low. So
There's a reason I gave those. They never roll well.
yeah. They're loaded. No, I trust you.
They're
Alright.
incorrectly loaded.
So hit the ground, does that take like half my movement to do the jump? Or since I'm falling down, or
No.
I still have my movement?
Give me an acrobatics check to make sure you stay up.
Okay.
If you don't fall on your face.
Yeah.
Can I do athletics instead?
Yeah, we'll allow it.
Okay.
Stop
Yeah.
using that dice.
10.
That
Okay.
dice goes to jail.
You fall down, land on your feet, and do a bit of a roll.
Okay.
You take the damage and are back up without losing much of your movement.
So I'm gonna murder sandwich this guy. The one right in front of
Okay.
me. And I'm gonna use my accent surge and go forward 2 swipes with my own touch.
Okay, go ahead.
Better. One of them's gonna hit for sure. That's a 19.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one is a 9.
Yeah, no. Just one hit on this guy. What's damage? Oh, wait, did you take advantage on one?
Oh, I should have.
Yep.
Yeah. So the first one hit. Second one. Second one hits as well.
What was it? Yeah.
I was like, the 19 hits. I'm pretty sure the 18 hits, and I'm using them, using it two-handed. So.
Okay.
So 8, and the other one was so
Okay.
16.
All right. And that's going to be the end of your turn?
That'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Vola, you're up. Dio, you're on deck.
Not knowing that our friends are fighting these things outside, I'm following the orc.
Going deeper into the
Oh, yeah.
ship? Okay.
No, you would know that your friends are fighting things outside. You're right in near the outside. You would hear all this shit. You're in the same area that Dio is. And
I'm in the same area, but I'm not in the doorway. I don't actually see it.
You would hear that
Let her
though.
play her character.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no. Vola would hopefully think that Cyphus is smart enough that, oh, giant scary monsters, I'm gonna run. Maybe cause a distraction, but still try and run. So I'm following the orc deeper into wherever he's going.
Fair enough. But
She gives Cyphers a lot of credit.
I'm sorry. What party did you think you joined?
The orc one.
Bye, bitches. New alignment.
All right.
Chaotic
so,
orc.
and you're just going in hiding?
Yeah, and then I will hold an action to throw my light hammer if something not friendly follows us.
Okay. All right. Holding the action. And we're going to Dio. Leaving, you're on deck.
Dio's gonna run up to Birdie and cast haste.
Okay.
You want to behind me?
I'll be right next to you.
Right next.
How much of movement is that?
It was 30 and then an extra 5. Yeah.
Okay, so
Or extra 10.
extra 10.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Dio
Probably.
would have to be one block back then.
Yeah, then right here.
Yeah. So he's just gonna cast haste on Birdie.
Okay.
And, Dio's also going to give Bardic Inspiration to Cyphos.
Okay.
Yes, because you're not looking gruff, but that's fine. I'll be a team player.
Alright. So Dio rushing out, seeing the fact that the party is now engaged, rushes up to Birdie, touching her, and you can see Birdie just seems to kind of like speed up. Every little movement is more like a twitch. And what was your Bardic Inspiration?
Dio. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So used to using on it himself.
Cyphos. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get another DA to any attack or saving throw or skill check. Yeah, ability check.
Ability, attack, or saving throw.
Yeah. All right. So, Leafin, you are up, and Kaine, you're on deck.
Okay, so what's the movement to get out to where I can see everything that's going on?
You're right around the same area as everyone else. For you as well, if you wanted to get to where Birdie is right now, it would be 40 feet.
What about to get right next to Dio?
Right next to Dio would be 35.
35? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move here first. next to Dio.
Okay.
For my action, I'm going to cast Healing Spirit at level 3 on Cyphos.
Okay.
It'll be the form of a little monkey.
Like a
Cool.
capuchin or like a little sun monkey?
Like a little sun monkey.
Oh my god!
We're fighting these things that look like monkeys. Leofin just goes to the first thing, is just like kind of happening around him. It's like, okay, I'm a little monkey.
Theme
All
of
right.
the day.
Right.
We'll make the little ball of light be your spirit animal.
Okay. And for my bonus action, I will go ahead and shapeshift into a giant elk.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, giant constrictor snake has been your go-to for a while.
Well,
We're not used to this.
Oh.
so I moved 35, 30 you said? 35?
Yep. What is your movement?
My movement is 35.
Oh.
Giant elk has 60.
All right.
So that's 30.
No,
25. Yeah.
And is a large animal?
It's a huge animal.
Giant elk is a huge animal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I always forget how big some of these bitches are.
Yeah.
If I can be towering over everyone, I'd like to stand right here with Dio and Birdie.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
Dio can
Birdie
definitely.
can fit
Yeah.
under him. He's
Uh,
a fucking huge creature.
Yeah, and Dio has, because of his small size, he's able to move through. Heck, I could actually stand in the same circle that Birdie is in because of how small Dio is. So,
All right.
no big deal.
It's a blessing and a
How
curse.
tall is the elk?
Uh,
And like I know it's huge, but
should be about
Come outside and figure it
about
out.
15.
Could be about 15
Yes.
feet.
oh,
Yeah, it's tall. He's tall.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Kinda, what you gotta do?
I'm just gonna go use my Ora on the piece in front of me over here.
Okay. Roll for the hits. Okay. All those will hit.
Damn.
16, 18, 23, and good. Sweet Jesus. Hold on.
30.
Yeah. You rush up to the side. How do you want to kill it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, can I punch his teeth out?
Yeah.
Does it have long fangs?
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah,
But
huge
that's-
tusks.
So like, my first two strikes, I want to punch out each of the fangs that he has.
Okay.
He has the 2 fangs, right?
Yeah. It has 2 giant tusks coming off of it, and then a bunch of canines.
For my first 2 hits, I want to break those tusks.
Okay.
1 hit.
So rushing up, Kaine sees this creature, does a jumping uppercut and smashes its jaw completely shut, snapping its tusks off. You can see its jaw kind of crack underneath the pressure, and then comes, as she's still up in the air, smacks it straight in the temple. It begins to fall down, and still in the air, swings her foot up into the other side of its head, cracking it. You can see a snap, and it looks like the creature's just going limp, but Kaine's not done. Comes down as she begins to fall, smashing the elbow into the crooks of the neck, and just breaking, maybe shattering the collarbone as the creature hits the ground, just dust flying everywhere. Kaine lands lightly on her feet, and that motherfucker's dead.
Oh, time.
Does it?
He fell on top of Cyphos.
Alright, so yeah, and he was the one that was going next. So the one in between Cyphos and Birdie is going to start making a multi-attack on Birdie.
Come at me, bro.
22,
That'll hit.
Okay.
24,
That'll hit.
Alright.
18,
Will hit. I'm gonna parry the last one.
Okay.
He's got some.
I thought your armor was
19,
That will hit.
11,
Okay.
And that one won't.
Alright, and you wanted to parry the 18?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I need for that. That
Minus
was,
7.
yeah, that's a miss.
Which, yeah, negates it.
Alright.
I would like to use this as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes! Fucking him up! And so I take...
Take 3. Yeah, so a 21 again?
21.
Yeah.
21.
21 points of damage.
I can take 21 points of damage. Cyphos can't take 21 points of damage per round.
Obviously I did.
Per round.
Oh man, if I want to keep dying and being rezzed. Andrew doesn't like bringing me back from the dead.
Oh, sick and tired of y'all shit. First it was Leofin, now it's you.
So 19 to hit.
19, that will hit.
Yes. 10 points of damage.
Okay. And now this
How do you want to kill this?
Is it Elfin?
Is this thing Elven?
Elfin.
No, are we
actually putting the entire
Elfin?
Elkfin.
He's
Yeah.
Elfin.
Yeah, Elkfin.
Alright, so as this creature comes in, snaps down on Birdie and kind of nicks her on her shoulder with a bite, comes in to crash a fist into her side and another one across her front. And as he does, he brings another fist down, and then Leofin out of nowhere, just a fucking hoof come crashing down on this motherfucker, hitting him like atop the head, and its first swing misses, and its second swing, as it's kind of stumbling, swings wide as well. It's going to...
Good shot, Leo!
Elk noises.
Okay, Cyphos, it's your turn. Birdie, you're on deck.
Yeah.
Going for shocking grasp.
Okay, go for it.
Shocking.
17 plus 6. So yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So 5.
Okay.
I think its nipples got hard.
Minus 5. And what's the rest of that spell? Because I know there's more.
For the shocking grasp.
Yeah.
You have advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal. On the hit, 1d lightning damage, and it can't take a reaction until the start of its next turn.
Okay, good.
Is it on your turn, Big Deal?
Since
would
you
be on
started
your-
your turn there,
yeah.
it'll be your turn. You get healed.
Thank
You
you.
lived long enough.
Remember, y'all have to remember this.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be like, wait, hang on.
Where's my healing?
It's on yours, and it was 2d6.
2d6.
You get 10 points of health back.
Nice.
Yeah, I really love healing spirit.
It's so nice.
As a player, as a DM,
As a
It's
DM.
kind of annoying.
that's an overpowered spell, and y'all shouldn't have that.
Yeah, do you feel the same way about spiritual weapons?
It can be broken, but
Well, if you had two,
It's a really nice spell. Out of the ones that summon familiar type creatures, it's my favorite. The other ones I'm not 100% on board with, like the call animal for like the multitude you can summon.
Oh, you mean
I could talk to you about this for a good while, but
Call horse.
getting back to this.
summon
Yeah.
Orson?
Yeah. Okay.
Birdie's turn.
Yes. It is
Okay,
Birdie's
so
turn.
if I move over here next to Cyphos, will I still be in a murder sandwich with Leo?
Next of yeah.
Okay, so I'm not moving out of his space, I'm just moving around
Around
him,
him,
so I'm
yeah.
next to
Right.
Cyphos.
He can't take a reaction anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll at advantage for all 3 attacks.
Okay.
So the first one is a 20 to hit. The second one, 13.
Okay.
And the last one is an 18.
Okay. You get 3 attacks now.
I have hasted.
Oh yeah. Haste.
Wait, don't you get
one
two
more attack?
attacks per turn?
It specifically says in the haste spell that,
that
I
you only
only
get
get
one
one
action. Yeah.
weapon
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
So, and technically I have
action surge.
it's well, no, I already used it.
Yeah.
I only get it once per short rest. Technically, my extra attack is a special thing where I attack twice whenever I take the attack action.
Yeah.
But that specifically says.
Gives
Right.
you another one.
But all 3 hit? Yes.
Yep. They all hit.
Sweet. So that's so 29 points of damage.
Okay. How do you want to do it?
Sorry, bro.
It's,
I'm saving your life, man.
I know. I'm not complaining. I literally almost got my ship pushed in.
Jesus Christ, Cyphos, are you okay? Flap, flap, decapitated.
Okay.
From behind.
So, as Birdie sees this creature, it just got shocked right from behind by Sifos, just seeing its hair stand on end, and it still has this like dazed look in its eyes. And then Birdie strafes around it, asking Sifos a question while calmly taking its head off. Just it's still kind of hanging, and like just a little whap,
And pop.
as the head falls to the ground, a little bit of dust flying up, and then its body hitting the sand, and more sand flying up into the air. Y'all have successfully killed 2 monstrosity monsters. Monstrosities.
Was the
They're
cat
the
a monstrosity
monsters.
too?
Yes. Oh, wait. I want to make sure.
Oh, come on.
You should have.
It's definitely not a beast.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a monstrosity.
The cool things are wrong.
You said animal.
There needs to be
Earlier.
like a dark druid who like can train themselves to turn into monstrosities or something.
Yeah, but
That could be a really cool class.
Sweet egg.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Alright, so y'all have defeated the beasts, and you can still hear one of them rampaging across the beach, chasing this displacer cat. They're way off in the distance now. But, yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty
sorry
common.
about that. I wasn't expecting giant monkeys. Maybe cats, but not giant monkeys.
I think that's an egg.
Good fucking God. Look at
Still
how many hands does this thing have?
4.
Can I, like, grab it by the shoulder and, like, flip it over?
Give me a strength check.
Realizing that none of my friends are smart enough to run and hide and try to fight a giant monster, I'm gonna walk outside.
Okay.
21.
21? Yeah. You are able to push it over, and it lays down on its back, its belly up to the sun. It stinks.
I bet.
I would like to
Besides, I
have.
kind of want its tusks.
Have fun with that.
I would like to have this tiny little monkey just kind of hang around Sifos until he's feeling better.
Oh, do I get
Okay.
healing from it because I'm right next to him?
Yes. So roll for the rest of the, I believe it's 5 more times.
So you two will get 33 hit points back,
Sweet.
Okay.
and then the monkey disappears.
In Halfling, Dio speaks to Vola. Hi, Vola. Get your shit together. This is the second fight that you haven't participated in, and it's pissing me off.
Okay, 1.
No. I'm lecturing you. Fucking, you're part of this party. Get your ass onto the battlefield and quit running away like a little girl.
I pat his head.
Don't you pat my head. Get your hand off me.
Quit patronizing me.
Yeah, back in.
I'm lecturing you in Halfling.
Oh, shit. So we don't understand
I'm
a word of
serious here.
No.
I don't care if there's other orcs around. You have a party and a family that you're dedicated to, and I'm not going to put up with it.
I'm gonna follow the inhabitant of the island that actually knows what the fuck is going on. Because we're in a strange land. Now, whether you think that that's a poor decision or not, that's your opinion. However,
Aye, and it's the fucking right
I'm gonna
opinion.
make a smart one.
Aye, yeah, clearly very smart.
We can agree to disagree on this.
Aye,
Point
right.
is no one died.
You're a fucking healer. Someone almost died. Get your shit together.
I don't like when I can't understand and he's pointing. What's happening?
12.
He
on the survival check
looks
for the
fine
tusks.
to me.
Aye, now he looks fine.
Elk noises.
Common. Hang on. What happened?
Aye, if I wanted you to hear it, I wouldn't have said it in Halfling.
Birdie walks over with one tusk
Touche.
and just says to put it in
I'm-
the bag.
I'm fairly certain if you want to talk to Kaine without me hearing, you're going to speak it in Draconic, right?
Not really. I find it rude.
Elvin to Leofin. The
Fair
fuck
enough.
just happened? Why am I getting yelled at? Elk noises.
Elk noises.
Elk noises.
I kind of hold my hoof up and just kind of shrug as best as I can as a giant elk.
You tilt your head side to side like,
Yeah.
But-
And then I would like to go over to the other corpse that's there.
The one that Kaine massacred.
Yeah. Oh, she broke off the other tusks.
Yeah,
she broke the
kind of shattered the tusks off of that one.
Yeah.
Never mind, I won't bother with it then.
There might be some pieces.
Do I get both or just the one?
You are able to tear one of the tusks out of the one that you were. That one's head was just laying on the ground. You didn't need to roll him over. But you were able to rip that one of its tusks out. The other one snapped.
Yeah, bummer. Now we got one.
I'd like to go ahead and look the direction where the other pair ran off to and just kind of make sure that they're not coming back this way at all. At least for the time being.
Give me a perception check.
More like an elkception check.
God damn it.
As he's
I'm gonna leave that one in.
looking off into the distance, Birdie's gonna kind of come stand underneath like his two front legs, like underneath him, and just kind of be watching out there. She doesn't have dark vision, so she can't see shit because it's already starting to get dark, right? Or is it still daytime?
It's still daytime.
Okay, so she's like.
It's a weird kind of daytime where it's like overcast, really foggy in areas, but yeah.
Wait, so are you helping me?
Yeah, I am.
Helping.
Okay. Take advantage.
Dirty 20.
Okay. From your height advantage, you're standing about like your eyesight is probably about like 12 feet high. Your horns make it up about like 15. But from your height advantage, you can see that the gorilla-like creature is like cutting back off into the forest, and you have no sight of the beast at all.
Okay.
Or the cat-like creature.
I would kind of look down at Birdie and just relax a bit more. Not that I'm not looking for anything specific, and just kind of tilt my head at her and just
Elk love?
help noises.
I pat one leg, like the knee of one leg.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Cyphus is going to go clean himself.
Okay. Going off into the ocean to like wipe your robes.
Oh, no.
The orc comes out like cautiously out of the ship and is looking around and sees two corpses laying on the ground, and he looks over at Dio's. You can cook.
Do I understand him?
No.
Am I in range to hear this?
Yeah. But in Orcish, he's... You can cook.
He's telling you to cook them.
Why didn't he just eat? We just fed him.
I want more.
All right.
He wants more food.
All right, I guess
Have you ever seen me actually eat?
I fed you breakfast a couple of times. You eat plenty, but this seems...
A couple of dozen times.
All right, fine.
I mean, to be fair, when we were back at Harvard and you would make actual large meals, yeah, I ate like 2 to 3 plates worth just for myself.
Oh.
I always ate twice as much as y'all.
Aye, fair. Well, I mean, no one can eat as much as me. I think this amulet proves it, right?
I'd start rolling my eyes and walk
All
off
right.
towards the forest line. I want to look for a really long stick that I can
Birdie size
turn into
heavily
a
in defeat.
spear.
You're still in trouble.
One.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
So, I guess Dio will try to attempt to cook these beasts after... Oh, actually, I need a couple of y'all to drag these inside. I can't pick these up. You're a tall beast, elk thing. Mind helping a brother out?
All right, I'll I don't really have hands, but I will try my best to bulldoze with my antler. Just kind of shove the carcasses as close as I can to the ship.
Or might I suggest just picking them up with your mouth and moving
Or,
them?
levitate.
He doesn't want to put that in
I've
his
already used
mouth.
one of them.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, you're
I'm huge, but my antlers are.
You were
way
overestimating his jaw strength.
You're also overestimating how much he wants to put his mouth on something that smells that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite rank.
I don't know if
Give me a strength check with advantage.
Okay.
Because you are quite larger than this creature.
Huge.
Okay.
Wow. Stop rolling that die.
Yeah. 10.
10. It takes some time,
Must be Cyphus just...
but you're able to like just bit by bit, like getting a antler under its body and just kind of like trying to flick up, and its body just
The sand really
Flip.
isn't helping.
flip. It takes about 10 minutes, but you're able to nudge the creature towards the boat. It's sitting on the like right by the hole in the ship.
Alright, so taking a look at this creature, I'm going to try to carve it up as best as I can for cooking.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Do I find and or make an
Oh.
acceptable fishing sphere?
You
I got an 18.
you are able to find a stick that is quite large, breaking it off fairly straight. And if you have a dagger, you can craft something acceptable out of it with your fishing background. That's
Cool. I would
work.
ask Cyphus to borrow his dagger while I make this because I actually don't have one.
Okay.
Who has the dagger? The dagger, your bleeding dagger? Because
Kaine.
that's snagged.
Yeah, Kaine still has that one.
Kaine still has that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Oh, yeah. You're able to cut some good pieces off of it without ruining anything incredibly. There's still some meat on the bones, but you're like, yeah, this will work. There's fucking plenty of it.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and cook it then. The best of my ability.
I will go ahead and shapeshift out of being a giant elk.
Okay.
And having seen Vola kind of walked off, I have the idea that I'm going to wander off just a bit and see if I can maybe forage some berries or vegetables and kind of things that grow, but also trying to find seeds of those things as well. Seeing as we're on an island that just appeared out of nowhere, it would be interesting to keep them.
Okay.
So I
Maybe use
noticed him
Druidcraft
walking
on
off.
them.
Yeah. Notice him walking off.
We'll wait.
Okay.
Just better to go in pairs.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All right. So, nature check.
Also, if we find one of those cat things with the tentacles, I want it.
Oh, and with your herbalism kit, you get advantage. Performance and your cooking, go ahead and take advantage.
Oh, I don't think I'll need it.
Okay.
Natural 20 plus 8.
Okay.
Nice.
You're able to make a pretty good meal out of this. Surprising that it's really like it has a gamey taste to it, but you're able to pick out the right kind of spices to complement it, and some of the vegetables that you had found earlier seem to go pretty good with this.
I imagine it's not very fatty. It's really sinewy and muscly.
Yeah, it's really lean, kind of stringy, but it's pretty good.
Can I also expand my search to just like interesting herbs that maybe look out of place or just extremely unusual?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I rolled a 15.
15?
Oh, yes, Birdie, we're looking for. I mean, one, an island that appeared out of nowhere, so I figured it'd be interesting to get some seeds and herbs and things that seem out of the ordinary here.
Yeah,
Just kind of see what it might be useful or what it might sell for.
alright. Sounds like a plan. Well, you keep a lookout for herbs. I'm gonna keep a lookout for things that won't eat us.
Sounds good.
Syphos and Kaine, what are you all doing at the moment?
I'm finishing off bringing out all my ropes and
Okay.
everything.
I would have been next to him since I would have asked to borrow his dagger after finding a stick, so.
Sure. I'll trade you. Oh, sorry, Kaine. Go ahead.
I'm just right next to Cypho.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trade you a dagger for the ring.
What are we gonna do? You have to throw it in some secret forge in a far away, unknown land. Why?
Part of my pact.
Okay.
It is part of the deal.
Okay. Please don't break my holy symbol. As I give him the like entire like necklace with this ring completely frozen to it.
The giant ice cube that is your necklace now.
Yeah,
It's just all frozen together.
it's kind of a, it's almost a hunk of ice at this point.
Oh my god.
But it's clearly on the chain. It's like a chain. Your ring starting to freeze onto like the ice building up on it, starting to encrust across the holy symbol.
I had an idea of slow roasting it over the fire, and then we started cooking, so I was just like, let's not.
If we still have the fire open, I can try that.
We have to probably remake it, but I think Dio's already cooking, so...
Oh, wait until he's done. Okay. Okay.
It's iced tea's bling. Alright.
Okay.
Continue.
All right,
You
so
didn't give her the nice dagger, did you?
No. I gave her kind of a well-worn one.
and you're making a fishing spear so you can go fishing. Roll survival for me.
Ooh, I don't like that.
13?
Okay. Cutting back to Leofin and Birdie real quick.
Birdie. I was thinking about it while we're out here, as I'm kind of looking in like bushes and foliage.
Yep. I'm like scanning the trees for any movement.
Okay.
So do you think we, and I'm sad to admit it took me this long to think about it, but do you think we just traveled through a rift in the fog while we were out at sea?
I didn't see a rift. I didn't feel a rift.
Well, the fog was really thick, especially on, looking under more bushes, on me and Syphos' watch. Maybe one of us might have missed it. Just a thought, just how we might have ended up here. Because islands appearing out of nowhere is definitely out of the ordinary. And
Well-
it fits with traveling through rifts and such.
Well, I'll be honest. It wasn't completely out of my mind, as I've been in one several times before. Well, you have too, didn't?
Yes, we've been through several. Maybe we should kick that idea around whenever we head back, along with what Kaine saw in the center of the island, some statue or something, she said?
You mean the statue to her tentacle people?
Well, I'm hoping that it's not that, but
We just saw a cat with tentacles. I'm surprised that Kaine hasn't run down the beach to go find it. Genuinely.
Well, just something to think about once we start heading back.
So,
yeah, no, I don't blame you. It does sound odd, but there's a weird feeling inside of a rift. Like the reality that you're in doesn't quite mesh with your body. Am I getting that feeling at all?
you're not getting that feeling really, but things do feel off. And you have... Give me an insight check.
6. I have
Okay.
like +0 to insight. I'm not a highly intelligent person.
Join the club.
Yeah.
We could just rename the party. Not that smart.
As you're like moving around, just
Like
kind of helping Leofin search for anything that looks kind of interesting or edible, you do notice that it feels like almost kind of like there's things that are just maybe brushing your consciousness. Well, not consciousness, but like that feeling of, oh, there's something there. Oh, no, there's not. Kind of thing.
I'm being watched.
Kind of.
Okay.
Just ever so slightly, but it's not.
Is it the same feeling as when I was in the rift?
No,
before?
not
Yeah,
not
not at all.
not there.
Okay.
This one's more like there's a bank of fog like moving through a bit of the forest, and you look over, but it's just fog.
Okay.
And you have noticed that despite the fact that you're moving around, it also feels as if the direction of north has stayed completely center to the island.
So, from experience, and it wasn't a pleasant one, I can honestly say that this isn't, it's not the same, it's not the same feeling as being in a rift. I do not like feeling like I'm being watched at all times. It is creepy. And I will admit my internal compass is a little shot right now.
That's concerning, considering how well you've been with us in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm new to the whole rift walking thing myself. At least I feel like I am. But the statue in the rift idea is just something we should probably mention to people once we get back. I think we've wandered pretty far enough. I think we should maybe turn around. I found a decent amount of things.
Yeah. In your searches, just so you'll know, looking for these plants and things, you have come across these. It's like a green. I would almost say like a grain, kind of like in stone, like marble. You can see like some, or a vein or something like that. It's like a green vein that kind of flows throughout a lot of this island. And you can find it in certain places. You can, as you were looking for plants, there's some that looks like it had this little bit of green coming into it, and after picking it up, looking over it again, I was like, oh, it's not there. Some of the trees has a little like light spider lightning kind of growth of this green going around its branches or its trunks and kind of into the tree itself. And you can find it in rocks and just about pervasive across the entire area that you have searched.
Birdie, I've noticed there's some kind of it looks like some kind of green veins or something like flowing through the plants that I've seen, but as I pick them, it seems to dissipate. And I've seen some in like the rocks in the trunk of trees. I don't know, something's really strange about this island.
Bernie kind of, does a quick scan, drops to her knees, and goes, "Do it again."
Okay, give me a perception check.
22.
Okay. Looking around, you're able to find a strange-looking mushroom just kind of growing out the side of a tree. And it does look like these veins are branching from the trunk off into the mushroom itself. As you come up to it and with your gloves on, take the stem of the mushroom and crack it off, the veins within the mushroom that you're holding look almost as if they brighten and then fade completely away, leaving no sign or trace of them. But the stem that is still attached to the tree still looks like it has little bits of veins like coming up to the point where you snapped it, and then they're completely cut off.
See? It's
Should that be like a survival or a nature check?
Give me an Arcana check.
Magic.
You got this.
Yep.
4.
No.
I'm surprised it's not a minus anything.
She looked. Yeah, no. I have my lowest score is 10. And so she's looking at it, and she studies it for a second, and then she looks at Leofin, looks him dead in the eye, and goes, "That's some magicy-wagicy shit right there."
well,
See if you can find some closer to camp and show Sifos, because I don't think you're going to get him to walk into these woods anytime soon.
Speaking of that, let's head back to camp and I'll ask Sifos about it. See if he can use his magic eye vision thing, and maybe it'll reveal more to us. But
If it doesn't blind him.
Right. But yeah, we should probably get back.
All right. So, as y'all are heading back, Vola, you have in this time been able to craft a spear, a little fishing spear, and have waded off into the water and started, what was it?
13.
13? Yeah, okay. There are some little fishies like roaming in the water closer to the shore, and you've tried stabbing at them, tried to spear them a couple of times. You've gotten like one or two. Probably about 6 inches in length, and they're a lot more tropical than the kind of fish that you're used to seeing from your home. They're definitely not mud crabs, so that's something. Like bright, shiny, neon-like colors. And you tried wading off into the water a little bit more to see if you can find a few more, cause after they've scampered off. And you do find that you start to take another step, and it feels like the ground is just gone from underneath you. You kind of sink down and then start swimming a little bit, realizing that there's just like a sheer drop on this bit of shore. Give me a perception check.
So 16?
Okay. You can see as you're just kind of swimming a little bit, trying to find the little ledge of this shore that you stepped off of. You see a fin just poking out of the water.
Oh,
You're like, is that a shark? And then you see the fin get bigger. And then a little bit bigger, as it looks like almost kind of like it's a big fin. a fin that is about about 3 feet coming out of the water, and it's like heading perpendicular to you, and then it starts moving your way. What do you do?
I immediately cast sending to Dio, and I'm just like, help, I think I'm gonna get eaten by a giant fish.
Okay.
As I try to like rebalance myself back onto like actual land so I can try and wade back towards shore. I don't want to make like a big like panicky splash in the water, so I want to try and do it like without disrupting.
Okay.
As much as I can.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Oh,
Cypher's anywhere near her?
You are still washing your robes. You're about 30 yards away, and it just kind of looks like she was walking for quite a little while. Maybe got about waist deep, and then she just kind of bobbed down into the water.
She got it.
I rolled a 10.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so as you're sending this, you start like trying to swim a little bit, and you're starting to splash a bit, and you're like, where the fuck is that land?
Oh, no.
Eventually you just like give up and just start trying to swim, and are almost like belly scraping the ground before you start picking yourself up and just start heading towards the beach. Yeah.
So the theme of this evening is panic.
Yeah. I mean, like, actual Vola would probably handle it a little bit better. IRL me is just so many kinds of nope with the ocean, so... Plus, my first idea is to contact Dio, because I'm like, Dio can fly me out of this fucking shit right now.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't me.
So,
Closer.
Dio, you
Again,
did,
Dio can fly me out.
Dio, you did receive a sending of her saying, "I'm about to get eaten."
So,
Help, a giant fish might eat me.
Dio just runs out and looks for Vola.
You can see her. She's panicking in the water, trying to get towards shore.
So, question: is she already like in water that's deep enough for her to crawl with?
Yes. In this panic, she was able to start getting closer to the shore, and the water that you can wade through is pretty shallow. It's just once you get to that drop, it just drops.
All right, so
Does he see the fish?
You can see a very large, about 4-foot fin coming out of the water, and it was heading towards her, and then it like started going along the beach, and it's just following it up to one of those crescent points, and then it just passes off into the water.
all right, so Dio is going to run towards Vola.
Okay. Just wading through. It starts off as feet, ankle, and then becomes chest high to you very quickly. Just wading through water. It's like,
Aye, bright idea, Vola. Get the one who's the shortest in the group to come save you from the water. It might be knee deep to you, but it comes up to me neck. My beard is getting soaked.
Ringing up my ropes.
Kinda.
About how far are we from
She's
each
taking care of
other
them.
at this point?
from it, you two are probably about, maybe about 5 yards away from each other. And he's walking up on you, and you've started standing up and walking back into the shore.
You know what? This is about as far as I go, because if I fall right here, I'm gonna die.
Look, the idea was you would be able to see me and help me fly if I couldn't actually find the shore.
I saw this large half-orc woman splashing in knee-deep water. Terrifying.
You go
I saw the big fish. I saw the big fish.
literally 15 feet that way and you fall off the face of the fucking
I need
island.
to go 15 feet. Look at this. It's up to me chin.
I hate you so much.
Aye.
Sorry, I just walked past him.
You're welcome.
That was the fishing.
Disciples, there's something huge in the water.
Oh, that's fun. Wait, what? Huh?
I think it might be one of Kaine's tentacle things.
Nope. Cyphos is going back to land.
Literally, the moment you said, "Oh, there's an edge," and I'm like, a giant squid's gonna come get me.
It's like, nope. I'm done with big creatures today.
Actually, Dio wants to cast Conjure Animal.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, please be a pterosaurus.
please be a fucking lion just drowns in the middle.
Where the fuck are you
Glug, glug,
summoning this animal?
In the water.
In the water?
glug. Be a
Cool.
duck. Please be a duck.
Oh my god.
What level?
Highest level.
Level 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so what are you casting it at?
At level
Yeah,
3.
his is a little different.
Come on.
You're safe.
Did we get back
Yeah,
soon
we're
enough to
probably
see the
still.
ship?
We're probably still.
You're still.
out.
I want to poke my head under the water just to look at it so I can turn into it later. Oh, it's an it's a monstrosity.
So,
It's actually the beholder.
you cast this spell off into the water, and a ripple in space appears, and then a giant, not giant, very large creature just plops down into the water.
Giant.
Its long, sinuous neck reaching over the waves as its body is just kind of floating there, and you can see its fins just kind of hitting the water. It is a large plesiosaurus.
Lapras!
Yeah, basically I just took out a
Lapras the
Pokeball.
fuck.
Alright, so Dio's gonna get on this Lapras. And God damn it. Plesiosaurus.
Yes.
And try to get closer to the that fin.
Okay, so
Wait, no. What are you doing?
You don't see me. Fuck off.
I would hear something splash in the
Oh,
water.
now you'd hear some shit.
I'm assuming I would hear this giant plesiosaurus. fall into
you
the
would
water.
hear something falling into the water,
I would
and
be
you
scared that
see-
it's this giant fish.
and as you're turning around, you see Dio climbing on the back of this very large creature, and just like talking to it, and then pointing out to sea.
Yes, Cyphos hears splashes and he hustles the fuck up. He's like, nope.
Doesn't even turn
Out of
around.
here.
Nope. He's just like, fuck it, they got it.
Okay. So you're on Nessie, and you're heading out to the sea.
I'm assuming that I'm not going too far from shore, I'm just wanting to get close enough that I can see the fin.
Okay.
Birdie, as we're walking back, when
Yeah?
we get back, we might need to send someone back to our ship to let them know what's been going on. I think, I don't know, the fastest out of all of us is probably Kaine. I've seen her run circles around people, so...
I'll be honest, Kaine could probably run on water.
We might bring that up too when we get back.
But wouldn't the best thing to be to have, Vola
Oh,
send,
right,
like a
send her.
message?
Right.
Like she does to your dad every once in a while.
Right.
So,
Hey, wait though. If we have Vola try to send a message to your dad, wouldn't that prove whether or not we're in a rift?
Does that not work in a rift?
No. I don't think it does.
We could try that.
You can double check with her, but I think you have to be like on the same
I don't think we've ever tried
level
it
of
out
existence, don't
inside of
you?
a rift.
Yeah, you have to be on the same level.
Yeah, it's the
No,
same.
you can be on different planes.
Oh, really?
It just has a 5% chance of failing if you're in a different plane. So you still have a 95% chance that this is going to go through.
Birdie doesn't know that.
As I said,
Yeah.
the characters don't know that.
Leofin doesn't know that.
As I said,
The way sending works,
Yeah.
yes, you can be on opposite planes of existence. You just have a 5% chance of failing if you are.
So Birdie would assume that you have to be.
You can explain this to us later.
so
But yeah, couldn't we use...
roll a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. 17.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, you can see a shark-like fin flowing through the water, going away from you, and it's gotten smaller and smaller, as if it was going into the ocean.
Hi.
You say you got a 17?
Uh-huh.
You can also see another fin that looks kind of probably about like maybe a foot tall, coming out of the ocean, heading towards you. You're like, oh, it's another shark, and then it gets bigger and bigger.
I'm gonna
Bigger.
take off. Nessie, back in reverse. Aye, go backwards.
where's the reverse of this thing?
Hurry.
You got to grab its ear and pull in reverse.
God damn it, I don't want to cast taste on this thing.
Okay. As you're saying this in a bit of a panic, your Nessie sees the fin coming as well as, going. starts like swimming, just like woof, woof, woof.
Oh wait, I can actually issue commands. Double dash.
Bola was right.
As you get closer and closer to shore, you can see this fin starting to just move incredibly quickly towards you. It's getting closer, and then all of a sudden it veers away as Nessie starts like waddling onto land because you've hit the point where there is no drop anymore, and it's just like starting to use its flippers to like push itself onto the land and get away from whatever the fuck that was.
Nessie, enough. It's fine, girl.
Go home.
And it
Well,
is at
it's just watching all of this. fucking told you.
And as this is happening, Birdie and Leofin walk out of the creepy forest and into the sight of a Sifos walking into the ship very quickly.
Nope.
Hey,
Dios
Sifos,
Nope.
sitting on top of a very large dinosaur creature, and Vola just sitting off to the side, just kind of staring at the charades that are going on.
I look at Leofin, and I look back to the group.
I think we missed something.
Nope.
Kaine, what happened while we were gone?
That's a good question. I honestly cannot explain the events that happened while you were gone. However, I can say that they were eventful.
Right.
You are the most helpful telepathic person I know.
Where did Sifos go?
He just went into the ship
All right.
and
go.
ignored me when I called him.
Nope.
Is Dio and Vola still? Are they still on the beach?
I'm
Yeah.
waiting in the water. It's to like, I would say just below like my hips. I'm just like,
Shaking
I
her
told
head.
you. I fucking told him.
I'll approach these two.
I'm gonna go talk to Sifos.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
So
Aye, we can't go back into the water.
what happened?
A giant fin.
Aye, it was pretty large.
It's very fucking large.
Aye, very large. I think we've actually seen one of those sea monsters I was talking about. So,
Really?
aye.
About
Wait, like from the tales you were telling us on the ship, right?
I'm fairly certain something like that.
you still have rope, right?
Well, yeah, I do.
Aye, we're not gonna train it.
No, we're not training yet. I'm just saying. About how do I have like a good guesstimation of how far the actual drop is?
From right where you are, it's probably about another about 15 yards away from you.
Okay, so it's about like 15 yards. The island actually just it's a sheer drop. It's like a plummet. It goes straight into deep ocean.
Aye, deep,
So
terrifying
wait,
ocean.
So how far out was this creature?
Can we still see the thing?
The fin has like circled around and has started going down into the water. It's probably about 2 feet now.
You technically saw it.
He hasn't made the whole thing though.
So the one that he was chasing and the one that then chased him back to shore, were these two separate
It was 2
things?
separate fins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that whatever they are, there's multiple of them, and I think they're circling the island.
Okay.
But they don't go past like the drop. Like where the drop
Right.
is, that's as far as they go.
Okay. And you said it was about 15 yards out or so?
Yeah.
All right.
Please don't go into the water.
I
Aye, if you need passage to the ship, I can get it to you. But yeah, don't go swimming.
no,
Give me
I think Sifos said that, or not said, but we need Sifos' expertise on some things about this island. It's
Aye.
pretty strange.
What do you think is going on?
Well, we saw some strange, like, green glowing veins growing into the foliage and tree stumps and rocks. But as soon as I were to pick any of the plants, the veins would kind of fade and die off of the plant that I just picked, or the portion that I picked. So
Right.
something I think strange is going on. I think we might need to go to the center of the island where Kaine had mentioned that there was some like statue or something.
To be fair, we could probably ask the orc if he knows anything about the statue at least.
I mean, I think you mean you can
that would be a
ask
good
the
idea.
orc.
Well, yes,
Well,
you could.
duh.
But that would be a good idea, and to also have Sifos maybe, if we could find another example, maybe him take a look with is magic detection.
Cyphus is very done with this island. We can
Alright.
try, but I can tell you he's very done with it.
I am really interested in that the creature. What
By
was
all
the last
means, let's
place?
tie a rope to you. You can go 15 yards that way, and we'll just cross off
Okay.
fingers that you don't get eaten.
I
Did you
no,
say okay?
no, that's a bad idea.
No, yes. Tie a rope to me. I can cast water breathing on myself. I can swim out very, very, very quietly.
Just serious about this.
And then if there's any trouble, I'll tug on the rope and I'll start swimming back and you can pull me in.
I don't know if I'm
Alright,
okay with this.
I
Me
don't
too.
think. Listen, I don't think this is a good idea.
But if it's a beast, then I might be able to.
All right, here I've
alright.
got an idea.
Okay.
If we're gonna actually go through with this, let me get Nessie here to distract the beast while you swim
Don't
in.
sacrifice.
It's a fake creature.
Okay, whatever.
It's not an actual animal.
Okay, just.
Even though I do love
All right.
you, Nessie.
Do you have rope, or do we need to call Birdie?
No,
for
I
this?
have some.
So, asking more for the meta. Are we seriously about to use Leofin as a fucking
Yeah,
fishing rod?
We are.
I-
All right. You're
Leo
leaving
fishing.
the immovable rod here, in case it actually fucking grabs you. We don't get dragged into the ocean too.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fair.
Well, if you get eaten, my advice would be to try to kill it from the inside.
Just hope we just.
I have 50 feet of rope. Just by
Yeah,
the way. Okay. All right, I'm already tying the rope around my waist.
Hold on. I'm assuming this
little
animal lasts. This summon lasts for an hour. I'm still good for.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, Nessie. I need you to do something for me. I need you to go out into the water and distract whatever we saw over there. Sound good? All right.
I with the immovable rod click it like long ways, horizontal.
Yeah.
And like kind of like make a pulley-ish system with the immovable rod. And I asked Dio if he can go get Birdie, because I would trust mine and her strength versus mine and Dio's strength.
I've got a solution. I think I'll just. If
I'm
anything goes
casting-
wrong, I'll cast fly on him and he'll get out of the
I'm
water.
casting breathing water on myself, and I'm starting to like kind of like
Oh.
go underwater.
Okay.
All
Out
right,
into the
all right.
ocean.
Listen, you're gonna have to drag him in. If anything goes wrong, I'll cast fly on him. All right. So
Okay.
I'm standing in the water far enough that that I can still stand and it be waist high.
You can just get on my shoulders.
I'm not sure if he'll be. Yeah, fine. I'll be on your shoulders.
I mean, it's 15
I'm calmly swimming out, not trying to not disturb the water too much. I can breathe underwater now. I'm just kind of slowly paddling myself out, looking for the ledge that she mentioned.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
All right. I have a +0.
Oh god.
Major TP.
That's a natural one.
I don't know how to swim. I forgot how to swim.
You can breathe underwater. It's fine.
It's a new sensation. You're very weirded out. You start panicking and think that you have to breathe.
Hold on. Does the plesiosaurus distracting whatever's in the water help at all?
Just give me one moment because I'm trying to look up this. Fuck. I didn't expect y'all to try and go searching for this thing.
Neither.
This couldn't worked out. This couldn't have worked out any better.
Oh god, yeah.
I really didn't want to, but Leopold's like, no, I want to see what it is. I want to try and turn into it.
Well, lucky you. This one is a beast.
Okay, good. See, it
That's
was
what I
worth
was
it.
needing to make sure. As Leofin is like moving through the water, he's getting closer and closer to the edge, and he, in his curiosity, finds it and is like, I wonder, and like starts swimming just a little bit down, and you see that these spider-like veins are like, there's no sand at this drop. It just becomes this like pearly stone, and you're swimming and it's just, it looks like pearls are like melded into each other.
So it
Kind of-
it goes from a normal sandy like drop off into this weird stone.
No, it's a sandy, it's sand, and then immediately at the drop off, it's just this weird pearl stone.
Okay.
And you're like swimming down, and you can see like larger veins coming from underneath it, not like straight down all the way. What you see is a drop of pearly stone that kind of tapers back towards shore.
Okay.
And you maybe can see from right where you are that it tapers down. You can see probably about 20, 30 feet before it kind of curves out of your sight.
But it's
And
curving towards the center, like towards shore.
Towards
right?
shore.
Okay.
Like kind of bowl shaped.
So
yeah.
So it's like
okay,
a
okay.
floating island, floating sky island.
Yeah, that's
but
what
in the
I was
water.
getting.
it's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
making a cave.
No.
No, it's like a
It's-
tree, like it just.
Yeah, it's like it bowls.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Like,
And
yeah.
you're looking down, and there's nothing but deep ocean abyss below you. It's just floating along the ocean. And under this, you can see the veins, like, they start wider the further back or further into the island they are, and they, like, taper thinner as they come across and reach around and then kind of get buried by the sand as they come back up.
Oh, okay, so there's like veins all throughout the.
Yeah, throughout
Okay.
this entire
I would
thing,
absolutely
reaching up
100% be incredibly fascinated by this.
and- Yes, in
this
your
one.
fascination,
You're
you're like,
completely fascinated.
yeah, in this fascination, you're like, whoa! Like big bubble just coming out of your mouth, and you're like, this is what? And give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Do I see the bubbles?
Give it a second.
Okay.
Give it a s-
You might be seeing a lot of
Just
blood here.
for holding it, actually, the moment I see these bubbles, I'm starting to pull on the rope.
So 11 plus 6, so 17.
Oh, no.
17. Okay.
Perception? Oh, okay. Stealth? No.
As you're looking at this and you're like, whoa, you can see a very big silhouette, kind of like a blob at first, getting closer, getting bigger, getting larger, coming towards you, and then definitely coming at you. It starts speeding up. It's coming at you at an incredible rate. And it is at this point that you see a bubble just kind of on the top of it. You feel, Leofin, you feel the rope on you eventually as this thing is coming at you, and you like start swimming up. You can feel the rope tug, and then you start getting pulled, and you're going faster and faster.
I want to start pulling towards the rope. I want to be looking back, trying to make sure I see this thing.
Oh my god.
What?
Once he pops out of the water, I'm casting fly on his ass.
Okay, so as you're like pulling and looking back, you can feel yourself just like it. You're a decent swimmer at times. The cloisters had days where you can go out in the ocean and swim,
Track and field day.
you're moving quite a bit faster in the water than you ever have before. Just, oh god! Looking back, you can see this very large, just incredibly huge shark swimming up towards you, a jagged scar coming down its side, and it is heading up closer, closer, and closer, and eventually you break your head above water, and you can hear off way into the distance, just faintly, the strum of a cittern, and immediately you can feel yourself light and magic flow through you as you begin to lift off into the air. You're flying up above the waters like about 10, 20 feet, and as you're getting higher, you can see the shadow of this creature getting closer and closer to the surface of the water, and then everyone can see this giant, huge fucking shark just pop out of the water, teeth extended, and it comes out of the water a good 50 feet into the air as Leofin's just fucking booking it as fast as possible, and it snaps down, crashing back into the water. And Leofin's just in the air, just looking down at it like,
From
I
the
look
shore,
down and shout,
Pull
"That
it.
was awesome!"
Pull it in.
from the shore, you just hear, nope.
Yeah, like Bertie and Cyphos were about to go out and rejoin the rest of the group, and then he steps outside, sees this, he goes,
Nope.
turns back around. Bertie's now standing in the big hole in the hull and just going,
Let's go into the water, he says, as I'm just pulling the rope.
It worked.
I have no words.
It worked out. I
have
saw it.
No words.
Yeah, the entire party just saw it.
Bola,
What?
would you cast sending to the ship, please, and make sure they haven't been eaten by giant sharks? Oh my god.
Oh, and well, I'll tell you later. Once I get down from here.
You can fly down, Leofin.
I'm just gonna start kind of just flying around and start getting used to it.
Oh my god.
You're having too much fun.
Yeah, he's just fucking taunting this thing.
So wait, I saw it. What do I get to turn into?
it is a giant white shark.
Yes.
It is a challenge rating 6 monster.
Yeah. Well, what did you
So-
think it was gonna be? Don't
I don't
give that
know,
expression.
It'll be a while before you can turn into this
I can
beast.
eventually.
Yeah.
Level 12.
That's a motherfucking
Giant-
megalodon, dude.
What did you say? Giant what?
A giant white
Giant
shark.
white shark. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Huge beast. This thing's pretty nasty.
that's gonna be like terrifying if we're ever in a sea battle and
Yeah.
like you're level 12. It almost fuck up your day as
Because just
tidal wave.
underwater fight is
Pretty much not matched.
this thing can wreck you.
Like one-on-one with a giant squid.
I mean,
No
honestly,
problem.
put this
But-
thing on land, it'll probably kick our ass.
I got to see it.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
I unflick the immovable rod and start like gathering as much of the rope, and then I realize it's attached to Leaf, and I just fucking drop it. Walk back to the ship to find the orc.
Right.
Dio, how long does this last?
I last I think about 10 minutes.
How fast can I move while I'm flying?
About 60 feet, unless you're really, really determined about it. Then you can get about 120.
I'd like to fly up and until I can see where the center of the island is, or the statue that Kanye described, and I'd like to take a good look at it from that vantage point.
Okay. Give me a perception check to see how
Go for it.
detailed you get.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay, good.
25.
Okay.
You see the world.
As you fly up into the air,
Thank you.
the land below you starts to shrink and get smaller. As you ascend up into the sky, you can see
I just want to climb up to see the statue, man. Okay.
You climb up and you can see the entire island at this point. You can see the beach that you were at and the one you landed on, and they're crescent shape. And the rest of the island has crescent shapes. There are 8 points to this island. You can see that there is a clearing in the middle, like perfectly in the middle of this island, where there is no more trees. There looks like 4 distinct paths straight to this from specific beaches. And there is also a very detailed statue just kind of sitting there. You fly down just a little bit closer to try and see the details of this, and from your perspective you can see that it is kind of seashell shaped. It looked like it had been carved out of a very large piece of stone. And from this distance you can tell that there are some fine details in it, but you can't quite make them out. And then as you start to fly back towards the beach, you feel the magic starting to dissipate little by little. You realize that the time is getting a bit close. You start flying a little bit faster, come down, and right as you're getting about 10 feet above the ground, you feel it just cut off away from you, and you land down onto the beach, just kind of going into a roll. Give me a D20, or a D12, sorry. Give me a 45 points of damage.
Oh my god. It's 4.
Okay.
You hit that going hard. Ow.
Dio,
Looks like you had a lot of fun.
that was incredible. Why don't you fly more often?
I mean,
You can see so much from up there. The whole island is like it's like a weird star with, or something with like, it's got 8 points on it, and there's all these roads that lead to the center of some big seashell statue.
It's because I have to take care of the team. Clearly, I'm the most responsible one around here.
Nope.
As it echoes from inside the ship.
He screamed like a little girl.
Well,
You
then-
were bait.
what?
She refused to fight. Birdie might be the only one that's responsible. The me that's responsible.
In
And
the
Kaine has dirty magazines.
Kaine ran after invisible, non-existent squid people with tentacles that
Aye.
may or may not actually exist on this
So
island.
I will reiterate, it's because I'm responsible for somehow the responsible around here.
Well,
Is that a
either-
change for you?
Huh?
Is that a change for you?
No, he doesn't like this.
Well, either way, in the future we should consider that for scouting out areas, because this island's very strange, and we should probably all gather back at the ship and discuss what we're doing next, because we need to let our ship know what's going on, and there's some strange things that me and Birdie found, and that I found swimming out there.
Well, personally, I wanted to use the spell to fly naked around your homeland's capital. Hopefully give someone a heart attack through it, you know.
Well, as funny as that would be,
No, it's a plan. It's been 20 years has changed. I think they'll be fine with it.
We've been a terrible influence on the open.
you realize how long elves live, right?
It's fine. A lot has changed in 20 years.
Well, once we get out of wherever we are, we'll. Anyways, we should get back to the rest of the group and discuss what we found out.
All right, that's fine. You're a crazy bastard.
But I got to see it. It was huge.
Yeah, no, we all got to see it, bud.
Wasn't it incredible?
It was incredible. Can you change into it? Or is it...
Well, not yet, but I think with a bit more practice, I think I could eventually.
Right. Let's switch to Dwarven. He's annoying me. Keeps on saying no. He keeps on saying nope.
Nope.
Are you speaking in Dwarven?
Yeah.
I don't know Dwarven.
Everyone knows Dwarven.
I thought
Paul
you
was
knew
the one that
Dwarven
taught
too.
you.
I taught you.
Yeah,
I
no,
know Common
she
and
knows
Elvish.
Elven.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're an elf.
I have a
There's no
secret-
excuse.
He technically speaks Druid.
Oh, and Druidic.
Yeah.
You're aboard. There's no
You're like, hey, let's
excuse."
start speaking Dwarvish, and you're like,
I know 3
are you
languages.
threatening me?
I say back to him in Druidic, what are you saying?
Shit. All right.
Yes.
Okay, can I say, while Leofin was flying around for his 10 minutes, I questioned the orc a little bit?
Yep.
Also, Birdie would like to request Siphos doing magic eyes on the forest, specifically looking for like the plants with the vein thing that Leofin had showed her.
Okay.
Entire
I don't know that yet. You're still flying around.
island. I'm working on it.
I do go ahead and ask him if he knows what the statues in the middle of the island are. Going back on the previous conversation that me and him were having, I asked what their plans were whenever they set out from the Fire Island?
All right, we'll role play it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, RP time.
I was like, because they wanted to do things. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Well,
All right, so you ask him about the statue in the middle of the island. He replies,
Yes, I know of it. Our blade took an expedition force into the forest and found it. They entered and never came back. It was after that the rest of us started attacking each other.
When you and your group sailed out from the Fire Island, what exactly was your intentions or plans?
looks at you and kind of looks back down, and he doesn't say anything at all. He just kind of clams up a little bit.
Alright. So y'all got lost while sailing, if I remember correctly. Is it possible while you were at sea you happened to run into another rift that y'all came through?
I never saw a portal.
I do have just one last question. When me and my party decide to leave, is it your wish to stay here?
You can see him look up at you, actually look you in the eye for one of the first times. And then he looks back down.
No, I do not want to stay on this cursed place anymore. I've been here for 2 months, and I'm so tired.
In all honesty, our party don't know how to feel about you. We have ran into orcs previously before coming here, and they really wanted to just murder you on sight. I don't think there's a way that we could offer you a passage off of this island unless you're of some use information-wise. And even then, the blue one probably will try and kill you.
Give me a persuasion check.
I think she just signed a death warrant for Cyphus.
17 plus 5, so 22.
Okay.
Babe.
What?
That's
That's yours. My bad.
I was like, God damn.
That was great.
Okay.
I was like,
So 17 plus 1, 18.
okay, I was about to say, put a lot into persuasion. Okay.
I really wanted that persuasion.
How do you think the religious work?
What was it?
So it'd be 18.
18? He looks up at you and looks you in the eye again.
I can tell you some things. What do you want to know?
I'll have to discuss with my party first. We are more than likely, before we leave, before we leave, we are probably going to try to head to the center of this island. So it may be a bit, which will give me some time to persuade them to get you to leave with us.
Okay, but fair warning, don't stay in one place for too long. Things disappear whenever you stand for too long.
I will take your warning with much caution. as I get up and go to find Birdie.
Okay. And as you do that, he himself gets up and begins to walk down the beach. The rest of the party, as you're talking to Leofin and trying to convince Sifos and all that, you can see Vola and the orc walking out of the ship.
Listen, you don't have to go into the jungle. I just need you to look with your magic eyes at a plant.
And you're telling... listen, I just saw those motherfuckers come out the fucking... No, I'm not going anywhere near this ship. I'm not going near the ocean.
I was in there for over half an hour with just Leofin.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
You just have to look at a plant on the edge of the woods. You don't even have to go in.
I don't know if you understand common.
I'm right here.
I'll say it in
Psychos.
Draconic. Fuck no.
I'll say it back in Draconic. You don't even have to go in.
If I may interject,
What?
I could just cast Fly on you and you could look at it with your magic eyes from a higher perspective. Don't have to go into the jungle.
I believe you
Well,
get one of those a day.
Alright, well,
Well,
just wait till tomorrow. I can't do it again.
Well, either way, as far as the island's concerned, I think when I was out there in the ocean, it seems as though as if the island it goes out a bit, and on that drop off, it kind of curves in upon itself.
From our ship where we rode off of, it was about like 500-600 feet, right?
Mm.
While Leofin was flying, could he see the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
So
you see the ship?
Yeah, there's a ship.
Yeah,
That's what I
Okay.
so the ship is still there. Yeah.
I had like a mini panic attack because I'm like, the orc just told me things disappear. Oh God, our ship might be gone.
I had the
Ship's
same
not on
thing.
the
I
island.
was like, oh wait.
Okay.
The
I
ship's
just wanna make
technically
sure.
not on the island.
Yeah, it's a little off, but
Is our rowboat still there?
Yeah, so,
I don't think we paid
So,
that much attention. Go ahead.
as far as Sifos with his detect magic goes, it is affecting the plants, yes, but while I was out there looking for the shark, I noticed that that drop off into the ocean actually kind of curved in upon itself in like it looked like a marble with like the green veins, Birdie, that I explained to you earlier, or that you saw earlier.
Yep.
But the entire island was supported on this like this trunk of marble that kind of disappeared into the ocean. I can only imagine it might look like the trunk of a tree or such. But I think what's more important isn't so much that the plants are having these veins go through it, but that the entire thing that I was able to see had the same type of veins in it.
Right.
What kind of might lead me to we might need to be looking more towards the center of the island, such as the statue that Kaine saw, which I also saw, and it looks. She might not have gotten a good look at it, but it looked more like a seashell. So we might want to head.
Hey, did you say made out of pearls?
Yes, the whatever this island is like sitting on looks like it was completely made out of just like pearls that were fused together in some way.
I have an idea.
If you want to go back
Yeah.
to the edge of the shore, you are going alone.
Hold on. Actually, I might have to use you, Leofin, again. You know how to
Wow,
use...
he wants to use you as bait again.
It's only to get... Listen, I'm the only fucker in this party that actually makes money. I'm going to have to worry about it, because none of you are going to worry about it, because none of you actually do any work. Other than...
Speaking of the totem in the middle of the island,
Hold on, I'm not
the
done.
orc, whenever they got here, the blade took an expedition. He says that the expedition entered, but they never came back, and that is when they started to attack each other. Also,
Well, then we
fair bit of warning, we do not want to stay in one place for too long. At least while on the island, just because that's how things disappear here.
Well, then we should. If they're stuck there, and then we should probably go try and help them. If they're stuck in the center of the island, and you say we shouldn't be here for too long. I think all roads lead to the center of the island.
Right, do you want to go tonight?
How late is it getting in the day?
No.
If you're to ask Birdie,
how late is it getting in the day?
She would cautiously say getting around 5 o'clock.
I think I think we should go as soon as we can. I think it should be right now. I think we need to have you or someone send a message back to the ship saying that we might have a solution to our problem and head to the center of the island.
Question: while we were sleeping on the ship, since I only awoke when we started scraping the thing, would that technically have cured any of my exhaustion?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a full rest.
Oh, okay.
We went through all 3 shifts and all that jazz.
Okay. Because I never checked that off because I was like, I don't know, so I never long rested or anything, and I didn't ask last time. But I mean, if you want to try and go as soon as possible, that's fine. To be fair.
I mean, you were
just
saying
as
that...
an FYI, if I'm gonna cast sending to the ship, that's it. No more. I can't do it until we rest again.
Well, and you were saying that staying in one place for too long is a bad idea.
Not necessarily like, oh, don't stay on the island for too long, just...
Well, that's pretty ominous, what you said.
I'm just telling you what he told me.
Right.
It might just be best to not waste a spell on sending a message. Not really anything that we can do about this.
How long did it take us to travel here from the ship on the beach, as far as walking distance goes?
As walking and the row over, it took about 40 minutes total.
I don't want to row across the ocean with giant sharks. I'm sorry.
Alright, well, it might be only part of the ocean that has that.
Well, it's not like they can go anywhere.
Remember when we sailed in, we came in on flat ground. They had run aground on something, so it's shallow on the other side.
Either way, I think...
Alright, speaking of which, you could use your mold earth to get the ship out of there, right?
If I had it equipped, I could.
Oh, you don't have mold earth.
Oh, we're not in a cave right now.
So I'm hearing a rest is probably our best bet.
I think heading towards the center of the island is our best bet. Immediately.
I'm not really out of any spells.
I'm completely tapped.
How are you completely tapped?
Okay, well, if Cyphus is tapped, I mean...
How are you tapped? You've only used like a couple spells.
From where I was in the air...
They're very delicate spells.
From where I was in the air, how far could I gauge, like, how far away, roughly, was the center of the island?
Give me a survival check.
13.
13? Okay.
Not bad.
Looking at it, you're looking at the forest, and from the time that you walk through it, it's proper, like, forest and jungle. If you were to cut straight from your beach straight there, it would take you probably about 6 hours to get through that forest. If you're to cut over to the next beach over, like not the one that y'all headed from, but to, further down the coast, was the nearest road or path. And if you were to take that, you could probably shave that down to 3 hours.
When I was flying around, thanks to Dio, there's a road that leads from the nearby beach towards the center of the island. It would maybe take us on foot maybe 3 hours to get there.
Assuming nothing comes out attacks us.
Assuming that nothing attacks us, yes.
Here's the thing. Buddy said it's about, 5 o'clock-ish?
Yep. Sun should be going down here in a couple hours.
So it will be like 8, so the sun will
Probably
be down.
less than that because it's winter.
We could always keep up shifts during the night.
I mean, I'm always on
Well,
shifts.
who needs a longer rest to recuperate?
I think Sifos does.
Sifos does for sure.
Technically speaking, all I need is a short rest.
Oh, well, that should be fine. And I can prepare a meal for everyone.
Right. We can take a quick rest, have some food, and then set out as soon as we can.
I have
No.
6 spells available, and I have to take a long rest to get anything back.
This is starting to sound like we're probably going to need a long rest, Putty.
Sure, let's send a message to the crew and then take a long rest.
Okay. You're sending a message to the ship.
Yeah, what exactly am I wanting to ask them?
Tell them that in the morning we are going to... you may need to shorten this a little bit. In the morning, we're going to the center of the island. Check out the statues. Repair detail on boat.
Whoops, cut some. Okay.
It's
Okay.
probably going to come to that.
This is the message that I sent to the ship.
Excellent.
Hey, how is the status of the ship? In the morning, we are headed to the center. Maybe found a solution. You can respond. And I'll cast that to the captain.
Jory?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you get a sending back. The ship is mostly fine, but we are apparently stuck on some sort of reef, trying to free ourselves from it. To the center is fine. It'll take us some time.
Well, the ship is mostly fine.
Good.
They're stuck on a reef.
Leofin, you may need to have mold there ready to go.
Does a reef count as Earth?
No.
Okay.
You have fucked us.
Huh.
They are trying to free them. They're trying to currently free themselves. So, us, taking a little bit longer to rest and go to the center is fine because they're still trying to work out a solution.
Let's go ahead. Eat. Get some rest. Deal with this in the morning.
Were y'all gonna search those plants before going in?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to
Okay.
share some real quick.
All right.
Also, did I find anything in the captain's quarters?
You did find some papers up there
Yeah.
right before the ruckus happened.
That's what I thought.
Are you going with them, Birdie?
Yeah.
Okay. So the three of
I'm your
you,
bodyguard.
the three of you head to the edge of the forest and are able to find a couple of plants that look like they have this these vines starting to grow up into them. Sifos, as you throw on your magic eyes, you can see that as you're looking at these veins, they are distinctly throwing off some magic. Kind of like a mixture of conjuration, evocation, and what is the one that starts with an A and always escaping?
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Kind of a mixture of the three flowing through it, and as Leofin, with his gloves on, picks up this odd plant and takes some little clippers and snips away, the veins that you could see with your magic eyes going through the bit that he just snipped away immediately just vanish. Completely gone. And he's holding up a plant that doesn't appear to have any magical aura coming off of it.
Have I ever seen a combination like this before? Like a combination of these particular schools together, or even just like the abjuration and the conjuration or something?
Give me arcane check.
I wish I had something to it. Nine.
Uh,
Zero to Arcana.
You get an idea that you've seen something similar to this, but it's not like clicking in the back of your head, and you can't quite figure out what it is. And then, as you kind of look up, you can see that these veins continue off into the forest, and they just stretch out and crisscross and go further into the center. Everywhere you look, all of the veins head towards the center, and that's where we're gonna end it for the night.
Perfect. Oh my god.
Ooh,
Okay, so
I'm super excited for what happens tomorrow.
okay, so when we are titling this is definitely just going to be called "Panic at the Sea Line."
Panic.
Panic at the line.
Literally the worst beach episode.
You wanted a fucking beach episode. I'll give you a beach episode.
Hey everyone, David here. Thanks for listening to the Ring of Contrarians podcast. New episodes come out on the 8th, 16th, and 24th of every month. You can listen to us anywhere fine podcasts are found, and on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook @ofcontrarians. See you next time.